So what do you do, each of you, to ensure that continued benefits and quality benefits for veterans are there, especially those returning from the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan with various disabilities, whether it's physical, mental, or what have you? Start with you, Senator Adler.
I think most Americans agree that, by and large, Congress has done a very poor job in the last number of years, under Republicans and most recently under Democrats. This is one area where I think Congress did a phenomenal job. For the last 2 years, Congress, bringing President Bush along reluctantly, but he got there, identified the needs for medical, psychological, educational, and job training benefits for our heroes coming back from Afghanistan, Iraq, or other points around the world. We need to do more of it. We need to have those budgets be consistent year to year because we have such tremendous traumatic brain injury problems and post-traumatic stress disorder problems. We have to have a real, comprehensive, longer-term 21st century GI Bill of Rights. There's a reason why Jack Connors in the Assembly and I in the State Senate introduced New Jersey versions of a federal GI Bill to try to make sure veterans got their fair share. They have fought for our safety and our freedom in times of peace and in times of war. And in fact, Mayor Myers is a veteran, and I salute him for that service. We've got to make sure that all those veterans get fair treatment. I have a record of doing that. I think this Congress has failed lots of places, but on this one spot, they did a good job.
Mayor Myers.
Look, I'm a combat veteran. I understand the needs of veterans. I love them. We need to make sure that we treat everything, as I call, as a vet is a vet is a vet. So we need full funding for the VA. Here in the congressional district, we need to make sure the Veteran Service Center in Ocean County gets built. We need to add one in Burlington County. We need to make sure the Brick Clinic is upgraded so we can then so folks don't have to go all the way to East Orange. We need specific plans to help our veterans here. And where the Senator and I disagree, I mean, he's been in the Senate for 16 years. There's been over 100 bills on veterans that he hasn't primed or co-primed until he started to run for Congress. That's not the kind of champion the veterans we need in Congress. Secondly, he introduced a bill that would not allow...
He's always spoken falsely.
You said he never interrupted.
My very first year in office. My very first year in office. Well, because when you don't speak the truth, I've got to jump in. My very first year in office, I introduced bills for property tax rebate increases for veterans. So when you talk about Johnny-come-lately stuff, my very first year in state office, I did that.
We'll be happy to send you the data because it's very clear. But we did sponsor a bill that would stop the teaching of veterans on Veterans Day. Look, people don't know enough about veterans.
Well, okay, I want to stop you there. What you just said, is that true? Did you sponsor a bill to stop teaching about veterans on Veterans Day?
The legislature voted unanimously, including every veteran in the legislature, to try to reduce some of the mandates that mayors and school board members complain about.
Well, why would you introduce a bill? What's wrong with cutting back on mandates, Mayor Myers?
Why would you introduce...
Isn't that what you like?
Every veteran in the legislature voted for it. It's interesting.
Okay. It's a Christmas tree bill, Senator. You know how those work. You guys in Trent always on your inside stuff. You just throw stuff
it's interesting. He's calling about this. The VFW, a fantastic organization, had a chance to endorse a veteran or a non-veteran in this race. They chose not to endorse either one. He's got a great record as a veteran. Let me finish him. I've got a great record with veterans, which is why they chose not to endorse either the veteran or the friend of the veterans.
I've had a bunch of veterans groups endorse me. And any organization with state ties, they're afraid when John Adler loses this election, they start to deal with I've had a number of rank and file.
Isn't that astonishing? He thinks the VFW can be intimidated by one state legislator.
We see it all the time because the Democrats are in charge.
The VFW is not going to. They fought our country.
I don't know what the issue is.
These guys are
I have lots of veterans that are supporting me.
Recent testimony in the bribery trial.